Welcome back, everyone. The teams are loading up for our next tiebreaker and final game of the day, Cloud9 versus CounterLogic Gaming. Now, the winner of this game will take the second seed and that all-important first-round bye in the playoffs. And like our last tiebreaker, one team is coming into this with a major upswing. Cloud9 have to be feeling good after taking out TSM.
Yeah, and like I said at the start of the day, they had to take out the top two teams to get that first-round bye. And Cloud9, they look like they're surging through. Sneaky, he was actually happy that they lost some games this season because it motivated them to work on their game and come together as a team, and they've overcome that.
And I think that's a really interesting point, Zyrene, because Cloud9's never really dealt with this many losses except in international competition. And some of the big reasons for that is, like, they had never really been challenged in North America. So I'm wondering here if, because they've faced adversity in North America, if this will in the long term make them a stronger team. We'll see if they can actually make a late season surge in this game and in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have said they have some concerns about their team fighting and things like that. And for CLG, they're coming off a tough loss to Team Impulse, who were really flexing their muscles.
Yeah, and you talked about team fighting. They didn't really even get to the team fighting point here for CLG. They actually lost a game in the early game. So once again, the question is CLG cooling off at the end of the split? Because they always start on a high mark.
And it's a high-pressure game, again, for CLG. We know that CLG is great when they are in comfortable games early on in the season and they're just able to play with a free spirit. But when the pressure is on, we still have yet to see CLG succeed in a meaningful way. It kind of starts here. They're worried about choking late in the season, and losing that game to put themselves in a tiebreaker game has got to play on their mentality. If they can overcome it here, it's a big step towards CLG having a chance of winning the split.
Yep, a lot on the line here for both of these teams. Now the teams are about to head into Champ Select, so let's throw it over to our guys on the caster desk to get us into the action.
Thank you very much, Dash. What's up, guys? It's time for our last game of the day, the tiebreaker. Let's check out the starting lineups. Choosing the blue side with their coin toss, it's Cloud9. Balls in the top lane, Meteos in the jungle, High in mid, Sneaky on AD carry, and Elimination on support.
And on the red side, it's CounterLogic Gaming with Zion Spartan up top, Smithy in the jungle, Link mid, Double Lift on AD carry, and support Afromu.
This is going to be a very fun game to watch because so far, both of these games these two teams have fought in the season seem to be win mostly off of rotations. So back in week 2 when CLG played Cloud9, that was the game where Afromu couldn't miss a binding. He kept hitting people from Fog of War, just destroying everybody, and it was the fact that they were able to run around the map and find all these picks, and it was great to watch, and CLG took down C9. They re-met in week 5. CLG had this small lead, and then C9 took like 7 turrets in a row with no answer and completely out-rotated CounterLogic Gaming.
Times have changed, though, and Cloud9 now are running with these point-and-click, whole bunch of tanks, pile-on team comps. Will they run the same strategy they've already shown over and over against CLG, though? Because Skara, I saw the Twitter, he just tweeted out like an hour ago, they have something special for this game. Ooh. That's always a tantalizing little morsel.
Well, we'll see what it is. Dixito is going to be at the helm for this one. Soraka is the chant from the audience. So the C9 bans, Corki away from Double Lift, Lulu away from Link, and Sejuani away from Smithy. Unsurprising bans by CounterLogic Gaming, no Zed, no Rumble.
Now, Cloud9 have opted for blue side to get that first pick. Will they use it on their standard Maokai? Because, once again, that would be a really clear indicator that they're going to go with a similar strategy of the point and click. The problems with the new CounterLogic Gaming, though, things have changed for them as well.
Yeah.
It's not just a double lift squad, and you take out double lift, you take out all the threats. Zion Spartan is a huge threat for CLG coming from the top lane, and Link is also a backup AD carry, or a spear-throwing Nidalee. So there's a lot more that you have to worry about now with CLG, and they do go with the standard first pick Maokai.
Right, so the Maokai's picked in for C9. Now C9 CLG by their own bans get rid of the Nidalee, so no javelin throwing for Link. The Corki's banned away, so if he wants that mid laner in this style, it'll have to be Ezreal, and C9 could maybe see that coming. Now we know Meteos is one of his most successful junglers so far has been Vi and CLG.
Smithy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And
one of the most played for him.
Happy to have this one for now. Actually, it wouldn't even be that bad of a steal.
Fight point and click with more point and click here. You take away from Cloud9, and all right, well, we see the battles.
Well, they saw how much C9 keeps first pick in Maokai, so, well, there's your two big champions that C9 keeps playing so far. I think very smart picks as well as bans from Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah, ban out the Zed, pick the Lissandra away. This is, time and time again, we say it almost every time Cloud9 play. Mid lane, what champion are they going to get for high? Corki has been something that he's also found a decent amount of success on.
Yeah.
Trying to run double AD. Maybe they pivot here, seeing the first 2 picks, hands up in the air already for high.
Sure.
Let's see how they answer these first 2 picks. As far as surprises go, though, this is definitely not the surprise. I'm not seeing anything special yet.
Just things that are
CLG and Scar. Yeah, exactly.
Interestingly, Lissandra's win rate has been plummeting in the NALCS. She started something like 11-0, and then she was like
plummeting all the way from 100% down to almost 80%.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, no.
All right, Meteos gets his best champion from Season 3, I would say. Zach is in for the man. Lemonation gets Morgana. Every other support on the table if you don't count Lulu. C9 going to wait on their AD carry and mid laner here.
Personally excited for this just because I've been trying to pick up another backup tank, and Zach is a really popular one. Let's learn from the best here because Meteos has put in his time on this champion. As you said, seasons past, already a favorite for him. So with the resurgence of Zach and the tank meta, and let's take a look at Meteos' take on the competitive use of Zach. Long range engage, also very good at ganking mid lane. Straight from level 3, you can jump all the way into the center of mid lane from one of those side lane brush. And that would go a long ways helping out high no matter what champion is on, which could very well be Morgana, by the way.
Absolutely agree. Counter Logic Gaming keep going with a beefy front wall and more hard engage. Alistair once again for Afro Moo. And the Hecarim top, Zion Spartan, happy to face against a Maokai on this champion. That means it will be mid lane Lissandra for Link. This team comp not unsurprising for these players.
Totally. Yeah, this looks to be a very bloody battle for second place, for the bye, for the playoffs. Between 2 of North America's best. Alistar locked in for Aframu. Very happy to see him back on that champion. Begs the question, will they run Kalista having taken 2 of the point and clicks? Those are 2 things that are not only Cloud9 mainstays, but also very good against Kalista.
Yeah, these are 2 of
Maokai's still really annoying, though.
Yes, absolutely is. No!
Yo! Did you hear that from the crowd?
Yeah, Draven in here for Sneaky.
Draven, yes.
So is this Jarvan mid?
Yes.
Jarvan mid versus Lissandra.
Yes, it is.
Well, High found another AD assassin to play.
You got something special, huh, CLG?
Yeah.
Take that!
Take axes to the face.
Oh. All right, well, talk about how well Zach can get mid lane. Whenever you have a Draven on your team, all eyes from both teams turn towards the bottom lane.
Yes.
Now, you wait a little bit until he can stack up some adoration, but the ganks come in very quick in the bottom lane just a few minutes into the game after you start stacking up. Because if you can get the snowball for Draven rolling, if he cashes in on your first gank, it makes your game much, much easier. He picked this into Vine Lissandra, too.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? You're like, first of all, you mean to tell me that Teleport Maokai and a Zac and a Jarvan don't have gank pressure? Dublin's going to get himself Vayne, so talk about battle of volatile AD carries. Smiles on CLG's faces. Doublelift was, by the way, recently quoted as saying Vayne is not very good.
Well, I don't believe
him.
Better of a matchup for these 2 guys? Like, Doublelift, the Vayne player, and Sneaky, the monster on Draven solo queue.
Yeah.
So this is what an AD carry matchup here. So happy to see these 2 guys on some of their favorite champions. And by the way, they could do a last-minute switch, go Maokai mid, and swap the Jarvan into... never mind. Okay, they're not going to do anything crazy like that, but they very well could.
Sure.
Still swap Jarvan around. However, they would probably like to keep Jarvan versus the Lissandra.
Yeah.
Just because of that all-in burst. I already went over how good Zach is at ganking mid lane. If you land the slingshot from one of the side brush, Jarvan will immediately follow up, and that will be a dead Lissandra. So there's so much potential for action in
so
this
much
game.
potential in a CLG game, Kobe. I do not believe you. This
You're
is going to
quick.
be. I am quick. It's how this works. Now, guys, now that you've seen the team comps, let us know who you think is going to win this game and claim second place in the regular season. Tweet at LOL Esports and use hashtag C9win or hashtag CLG win to let us know who you think is going to win. Cloud9,
Cloud9
CLG.
CLG is getting up there, but very Cloud9 heavy.
Oh, man, it's going to be such a great match. So I am excited, and everyone here is too. First round bye on the line. Here we go.
To my knowledge, every time I've seen Sneaky play Draven, he uses Soul Reaver. Right at home here. All right. Let's take a look here because I expect a lane swap from CLG. Yes, Afromoon and Doublelift are confident, but running into Draven Morgana lane as a Vayne Alistar, I don't know if they're that confident.
No, they might not be, but looks like right now CLG going to go ahead and go for the deep invade. Now the Trinkets from C9 will see this happen. They know all of CLG's over here. Link lagging a bit behind.
Sneaky going into CLG territory to mirror wards right now.
So no backside. You notice that they're using Link to watch the backside to make sure there's no random flank. No one waiting in brushes for C9 means CLG is very safe.
Seen on the exit. Hecarim also pinged. Wow, a cute little check there from Zion to check that side brush. You know, sometimes people try and sneak in so they can get up to the top lane even before those deep wards are placed and try and wait around in that brush. They are covering all the bases, closing the back door, checking the side brush,
Locking the windows.
check under the rock for the spare key, see if there's any way to get in the base gates for free. Nope.
Yeah.
Cloud9
CLG
do
always
come out
wants
the
that.
base gates, though.
Yeah.
They've got those base gates under watch as well. Surveillance system pays off for CLG. They will see the duo up top.
And I think we're going to start Gromp up
They're
there.
going to run down bottom, yeah. Double lift and Afro. Hightail it down to bottom lane as soon as they see Draven Morgana heading top. Draven Morgana pick up the Gromp on their way. And the double jungling begins. Maokai doesn't have to stick with Zach, obviously, because he can stack his own saplings.
Yeah.
He's
Meteos
done just that.
leashless, but looks like he'll be safe. He pulls the camp, and I like that he pulls it to the left. If someone does invade him, he'll see, or he could see one of those little Cinderlings
Aggro the
aggro
nearest.
on the side. Yeah.
The other thing is that Zach can jungle very well, sustain pretty easily jungling through, but it gets very low doing it. Because of the way the efficiency works with the blobs costing
Yeah, they cost less health the lower you
current
are.
health,
So.
but restoring maximum health.
Now, Doublelift does have a freeze for himself, it looks like. Or at least it's going to push very slowly. Actually, no, his wave does have more minions.
Baby.
Will slowly push. Oh, wow, very close. Okay. Equilibrium, I guess, overall.
Got it under control. Both supports waiting in the brush, by the way, not wanting to give away any extra information. Sneaky definitely going to be pushing this one. He's Draven. He's trying to stack up Adoration. See what Meteos does to try and cover it. Paired with balls, it looks like they are going to venture into CLG territory here.
It's going to be the first Gromp picked up, Meteos and Balls together. So Balls not trying to soak up XP on the bottom lane. The duo jungle, I should say, is showing up top in, it looks like.
They're going for that blitz, the
Yeah.
Blitzkrieg
The
rush here.
three-man turret.
Try and get to the turret for the big wave. Can Cloud9 cut them off? They don't have that deep ward, so it would be
There's the
risky
Trinket. They
for
see
them
him
to
now.
do it. Lemon going to charge him.
Finding hits Zion. They're going to go in for a fair bit of damage here. Is it going to be enough? Sending him around. Exhausted. First blood comes in. Will Draven cash one in? Flash from Smithy. Afterwards, got to be careful. C9. They see it coming, and they punish.
You can't try that against Morgana. Charge right into the binding.
Yeah.
Lemon doesn't hesitate. Stops them dead in their tracks. Meteos already level 3. You saw the power of that slingshot. Extra knockback there. First blood over to Zach. Setting up Meteos just how I used to play Zach. Get nice and fed. Super duper tanky. See if he can carry this game.
Yeah, so back
Turret also takes a lot of damage. There's that mid lane.
Plans to knock up. EQ not in time. Link gets away. Top lane turret goes down, though.
So High waited for the Zac to actually hit. If you do have that confidence, as soon as Zac lets go of the slingshot, I say Jarvan drops his EQ.
Yeah.
Just because, yes, if it doesn't end up hitting, Lissandra can get a little bit harassed off, freeze you in place, maybe get a Q off on you guys. But the benefits of actually making that combo hit, I feel like outweigh the negatives.
Well, right now, though, CLG choosing their benefit to be the mid lane. Good High
there.
Being denied a little bit. Yeah, he dodged some of the damage. Good play by him, but CLG pushing in to recall maybe for a Fiendish Codex. Usually the mid laner recall timer I tend to see. Bottom Scuttler controlled by Smithy, and... Oh no. Okay, just kidding. He's going to do the other half of it and start on Azonius as well. Afraid of High's damage, buys some armor. Got High down in CS so far, not getting his choice of recall timing.
I got to see how much that early misstep from CLG weighs on them for the rest of the game. They can't let that, as he said, tilt them. Clear calls, good plans, or something of the sort. Good plays. I forgot what the mix was. But
good plans.
They need to stay focused because all of the criticism for CLG has always been the performance when the pressure mounts. Again, they had a great opening. The potential, even bigger than usual for this squad, this split. The Golden Age hype.
Have they...
Looking better than they ever have.
Yeah.
Bringing in new blood. Everyone speaks English. The communication can't be an issue.
It's not a joke. It's real.
No, yeah. Communication can't be a...
We're not messing with you guys. It matters.
But it's always been the performances during the high-pressure systems. And having lost the game earlier today can weigh on you, and giving up the first blood and the turret can also weigh on you. And we'll see how they regroup, though.
Yeah. Well, the AD carry is sitting on plenty of money right now. Gold piles like Smaug. And Sneaky, when he wants to back, is going to have a BF sword. Doublelift can be most of the way to Ruin King himself. CLG's duo jungle. You can see that Zion Spartan being zoned off. He's still only at 8 CS here.
Not showing himself either. After Smithy placed the pink ward and they saw the ward, Zion doesn't come up to help clear the ward. Well,
yeah, too late now.
That didn't last very long.
Nope.
However, the idea was there.
4-man pressure bot lane. Trinket ward to spot for some of the flanks. And this turret, it's past 7 minutes. These things die fast now. CLG, they're going to send their duo jungle to Dragon. The other two going to push the turret down.
Yeah, Cloud9 do have plenty of wards, though. They see this, and they're trying to collapse. Meteos can jump over the wall. Lemon with a long walk down the river. Too late here for Cloud9. CLG strike back, take the Dragon. Bottom turret is fairly low. Could look to even up the global gold as well. Talk about CLG and, the pressure on them when playoffs are near. Cloud9 have a reputation for performing in the playoffs of North American LCS. And they're looking to live up to it once again. With a rocky season, they've received quite their fair share of criticisms this season. Finally showing some weakness during the regular season.
Yeah, very true. C9 placing the lowest they ever have in the NALCS regular season, but second place, not exactly the worst bottom. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like,
darn, our worst split ever, second place. God, what a slump by C9. Mid lane under pressure, elimination, and High was putting some damage down. And mostly a fairly docile game. They had swapped their duo lane back to match up Vayne against Draven. And actually, we talk about Draven a little bit. Well, actually, very little. But when people think of him, they think of a kind of a lane bully, right? His damage is so high. But his damage is high later in the game when he gets an attack damage item. When you get spinning axes to like rank 3 or 4, that's where he is. That's when he matches up with Doublelift.
Zion gets circled on. He does have the shield. And Smithy in the area.
Smithy's 6. Meteos goes in. They're going to find some damage. A lot of knockups. Zion Spartan's got nowhere to go. High gets the kill. Well dived by C9.
Damage burst here from full attack damage Jarvan. Stacking the long swords. Zion Spartan cornered and outnumbered for the second kill for Cloud9. Top lane control established. Deep wards established. Link trying to answer here on Lissandra after the blue handoff.
Yeah, bit of damage, but not a lot of ability power, so it goes down rather slow, and he's got to be afraid. Jarvan's already here. Lands the root, basically equal on the trade, though.
Yeah.
Percent current health from the passive.
Another good dodge there from Hai as well, avoiding some damage. And you know, Hai, we always talk about him as a mid laner, making plays for the team, roaming around constantly, giving up CS for all of these cross-map plays, moves up to the top lane, they secure a kill and deny a little bit of minions to the top lane turret for CLG, gives up a little ground mid, gives a little bit more of a CS lead to his lane opponent, to Link. He was already a bit behind before the move as well. And the Jarvan, Lissandra matchup. Range discrepancy being utilized by Link effectively.
Yeah.
Having to worry about Zac ganks mid. Very, very worrisome. Jarvan's passive does make it very easy to last hit in lane, which is definitely a bonus. You won't miss any stray minions while you're uncontested.
Yeah. I do want to talk about the minion farm a little bit, though. This is the second game now we've seen Sneaky rush Avarice Blade. And it seems like their style right now is to be really, really patient in their early mid-game and say, yeah, we'll trade farm with you. It's better for us, whatever.
And it is Avarice Blade after they've matched up back in the 2 versus 2, right? It's not even just, okay, he's sitting in 2 versus 1 or 1 versus 0 or something like
under
that.
A turret or anything.
Yeah, he's in a lane where there could be trades. Double lift and Afro move, though, on the Vayne Alistar. Also playing it fairly cautiously, just trading CS with the Draven while he's alone. They do not know where Lemonation is, so they don't want to overextend. But Lemonation got a nice return to base right there. Comes back with plenty of potions as well as wards. Sightstone full. Top lane, though, CLG target.
C9, they might see it coming, but it's going to be late. Meteo's pretty far away. Hai shoves in mid. Now can they die? But the bot lane's the engage. Exhaust on a double lift. The ult will still hit after, but will they fight this? A good exhaust and a sneaky. And they trade exhaust summoners as well as flashes.
Top lane was scared off by Meteos. Slingshotting over that wall, I believe. They also called up Hai once again. Quickly roaming as well to answer Link's roam. Link, by the way, sitting on that nicely large rod after his base. So a lot of burst damage from this Lissandra ultimate. The first Liss ultimate that we will see come out.
Oh, Afro does have an ulti still. Flash engages. He finds Lemon, who has no ulti. A ton of damage comes out. A good black shield, and in comes Zion. Gallops in, gets
the kill.
Secure. Secures the kill.
Now, it is good to snowball your Hecarim. However, they don't want to have to use that teleport if not necessary. So, Ball's going to have some free farm up top. Zion just going to go. Oh, he answers teleport. Can Sneaky cash in? Let's watch. This is the actual important last hit.
All right, who's it going to be on?
Good to even get a kill, actually. That's the first part.
Afterma's ulti down. Zion's here. Does have the ult, and Sneaky's out of mana. Doesn't quite fear Balls. Balls goes back in, and here comes Link. Team's got to run away. Smithy's nearby. A lot of ults traded in. And Balls with the casualty goes to double if CLG ties up the kills.
Ooh. Cloud9 trying to answer teleports here. Balls just gets in trouble deep in enemy territory here. CLG first to collapse means that Cloud9 can push mid. So they get the turret off of it.
And they want to keep going. Look at this. They are forcing CLG to walk the long way out. Sneaky playing with fire. Sitting at over 200 adoration stacks right now, by the way.
Alistar. Huge pick for Afromu. One of the only supports in the North American LCS to play the champion.
Oh, they don't know they see him. C9. Meteos, can he jump away in time? The answer might just be no. Elimination gets exploded at the beginning. Meteos in the fight. Will there be any kills at all for C9? That answer is no. Counterlogic Gaming pick up 2. And the blue buff as well goes to Link.
I believe they thought CLG recalled after exiting bottom lane.
Well, they swept the brush. Didn't realize there was a ward to the side that saw him enter in the first place anyway. And now Smithy sights on Sneaky, but no assault and battery.
Yeah, things turning fairly poor for Cloud9 here. The thing keeping Cloud9 in the gold lead are the turrets, though. They have 2 turrets to CLG's none. Once CLG start taking down those turrets, if they can grab that outer turret global gold back, then the extra dragons will really come into effect here. CLG going to clear out the wards that were placed in their territory as well. So good collapse there from CLG. Good minion wave from Cloud9, going to dive to the turrets though, as all 5 members were committed to that jungle collapse. And Balls was free farming up top.
Hi, doing some counter juggling of his own as well. That's kind of nice to see. Is maxing his shield last. It's max Q, max E for High, in case you were wondering.
Full burst there for killing Lissandra before she can get anything off.
And High's like, later, guys.
Yeah. Meteos, surprised he didn't get out with a slingshot, but yeah. It's going to cost him his passive as well. It's a huge part of playing Zach. 5 minutes on that thing. Last time I checked a year ago.
I actually don't think I can check it for you. 5-minute cooldown. Yep, it is. Okay, it's written there.
Hasn't changed.
In Spectator, the passive tooltips don't show the numbered versions ones. They show the ones you would see from the PvPnet client, so you don't always get the full details.
It's okay. Got a strong memory.
Good job, man.
Well, half health turret here. The Draven pick. They really tried hard to get him one of those kills, and that's what kind of started this decline, where Cloud9 started giving away some cash back to CLG after the strong early start.
Oh, double lift. Thankfully, it does not get hit by the stand aside. Without Flash, that could have been a very killed champion. Sneaky has enough money for Infinite Edge. He's got boots. He's got the Avarice Blade. I would expect a soonish recall. Smithy leaking around. Oh, gets spotted. Here comes the engage. Sneaky gets the Black Shield early on. They get onto Smithy. Who's going to get this kill? Right now, the engage is still on Afro, though. Exhausty looks for double lift. Sneaky gets the kill. 710 bonus gold. And they've already cleared up Vi as well. Driver the casualty. Afro also goes down. 54 bonus there. Sneaky is rich. Another trade. It's a 2 for 3 overall. C9's favor.
I believe Zanzibar just soloed Balls.
He did.
With Flash up.
But Ignite's pretty nice. No ult required either, just pure damage.
He didn't, that was not even a home guard teleport or anything.
No.
Teleport's still on cooldown, he just straight ran at him.
Yeah, well, bottom lane, tier 2 is going to go down. Sneaky, a weight off his shoulders, got to cash in Adoration for the first time, and that makes him a pretty happy camper. Turret number 4 picked up for Cloud9. CLG still left turretless. Reminds me of that Team Impulse game just a little bit, where CLG unable to knock down structures.
Okay, so remember, when you do keep check, okay, let's take a another look at the fight though, because the ward, Smithy has the true sight, but he was so concentrated on the gank that he walked right by the ward, and Meteos got off the burst there. High though goes down in the Lissandra ultimate in that 2v2 on the side. Sneaky destroys Vayne running straight at him. Black Shield as well as Morgana ultimate were used very early on the duo. Didn't really get much more information out of that exchange up top. They pretty much as expected, just straight ran at him.
Yep. It's Ekram. He maxed E second, bursted him out, did a lot of damage. Balls trading ward control.
Meteos with the Randuin's completed second. Starting to get very, very tonky. Oh, what a close vote, too. CLG behind in the game and in the vote. Yeah, what I was going to say, when you keep on checking in on the gold, you have to take into account part of that gold comes from the Draven passive and is part of the champion kit. It's not purely from objectives in CS. Look at this, though. Balls is, once again, the target. CLG circling in the blue side jungle. He backs off and throws a sapling to see if the dive is coming. CLG pivot and pincer movement towards mid. Hecarim back to base. Home guards charged up and he leaves the base. Okay, so he's not going to teleport in. They don't want to use that. Oh, it's actually the crab. It's not a ward. To try and close in on Cloud9.
Yep.
Balls does also have teleport, by the way. Could answer, just not quite as impactful as the home guard Hecarim coming out.
So, Scuttle Crabs and Blue Trinket wards, things you can't teleport to. And CLG have to get wards up the hard way. I guess it would have been broken any other way, so doesn't surprise me here. Double lift, just farming. He's not really freezing as a dedicated job, but is being given a lot of the farm. Highest CS on his team, highest CS in the game as well.
Let's see though, because remember we were counting on when will Draven get the first kills. It was deep into the game. That 700 plus extra gold enabled him to not only compete that Infinity Edge you were looking for, but turn the Avarice Blade into the fully completed Ghost Blade.
Yeah.
Which is huge for Draven. This stage of the game, people are still just buying scraps of armor. We only have pieces, cloth armor. Sneaky will rip right through the squishy targets with flat penetration this early in the game. Very effective. Not only him, but High as well. Remember, this is a full damage Jarvan mid. They have the 2 tanks which come from jungle and top lane, not making the same mistake of going 3 tanks for Cloud9. They bring High as another high damage champion, and those are 2 big AD threats. Meteos and High will have to be the magic damage, sort of slow AoE burn, and try to keep CLG's itemization honest later in the game. Right now, Ball's actually with the upper hand. Yeah, force Zion off.
Rod of Ages build.
Oh, look at double lift sneaking in. The classic double lift Vayne mid-game lane swap gank. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Well, it does give Dragon a C9 though for all this effort. Zion Spartan taking a fight that Balls knows Zion can't win.
Yeah, so he's like, Zion's getting frisky for a reason. We took Dragon. No reason to overcommit to this. Good game sense there from Balls.
Yeah.
Also with his own pink ward, going to defensively ward his blue side. He knew there was some reason. Pressure was turning towards top because the bottom side of the map was given up to Cloud9. CLG must have a reason for giving up bottom side.
All smart things here. Balls says, oh, that's a Scuttle Crab. That was dead. Okay, nothing for me here. Smithy gets his own red buff. Devil doesn't want it yet, it seems. Meteos still just farming away.
Yeah, he really wants to scale on Zach. That's the big point for these Cloud9 frontliners is the Rod of Ages takes a little bit more time. Zach takes a little bit more time also to scale up, but they will eventually provide all of the frontline that Sneaky needs, who also is going to have a black shield to enable him to play very aggressively.
That's really big.
Meanwhile, though, CLG, they don't have to wait around for a stacking Rod of Ages. They've got Trinity Force done, Home Guard Hecarim ready to roll.
All right, CLG, what kind of play can you make right here? Or do you have to be very afraid of the Yomu's Infinity Edge?
Shirt's starting to drop for them. They just got the top one. Here comes the boost from the bottom one.
Well, CLG, they're up a dragon. They're only down 1 turret, and they're up a kill. I mean, we're at a 1,200 gold game, and most of that lead is, as you mentioned before, the Draven passive. 800 of that gold lead is Draven's passive. It's on Sneaky. It's a good person to have gold, but CLG clearly not feeling the pressure. It's not showing at the very least. Zion's still playing very aggressively.
2 levels over Balls.
Wow.
And Balls really just wants to try and farm up, though. Wait for his rod to charge.
Sitting at 5 stacks right now.
Hate that positioning for wards. Sometimes Baron's so tall, make a misclick. Aggro. But Elimination's a pro at it. Able to take out the pink ward in the back. And Cloud9 return to pressure mid. Look at the ward coverage slowly move up for Cloud9. They claim Baron as their own territory and start to encroach towards red buff side jungle of CLG, while Maokai tries to hold bottom, holding onto his teleport to try and answer Zion.
Nice word right there by Zion. He can stay up there forever. He's got a lot of sustain. He's got the flask. He can even ward for himself, and it's only a cooldown, not even a stack you have to go back to base for.
True enough.
He can set up camp down there. Balls recall just for a cloth armor, just because he could. Wants a frozen heart.
All right, the reason I talk about the wards from Cloud9 so much, though, Zach from Fog of War.
Doublelift loses the jump. Here's the dive in on towards Link. Exhaust burn. They're in on towards High. Now Link forced to run away. The dive still into Doublelift, though low on health, but Zion has joined the battle. Smithy might drop, but so might everybody else. Giant knock in, and here we go. Zach gets a kill on a Vi. Zion Spartan forced to run away. Meteos getting all the kills here. Zion's the third casualty. 362 bonus gold for Sneaky. And it looks like Cloud9 just cannot be stopped in these fights. A 3 for 0, and they go for Baron.
Zach from Fog of War, ridiculous initiation range, and CLG with a spread out team fight. No focus there. See what they can get in the aftermath. Cloud9 able to take down Baron. Empowered recall should enable them to get back and try to defend. Doublelift wants to finish the turret before they get there. And he should be able to grab it. No more minions in range, though. He can't finish it. Here comes Sneaky.
Oh, heartbreaking for Doublelift there. Only a few auto attacks away, but has to leave.
So let's look at it again. The binding hit at the same time that Meteos also got the initiation on Doublelift. And Meteos leaves Doublelift. He got him out of the fight that entire time, so they waited out the full Lissandra ultimate. Link's out of this fight now. Link just got focused, forced on his ultimate, and taken out of the fight. Whereas Doublelift was unable to safely re-enter the fight because he had no protection. He was separated from the entire team. Sneaky, meanwhile, in the center of his team. On Draven, with Black Shield support, can continue to auto-attack.
And it was an absolutely great play right there. A bunch of armor pen now in for Sneaky. Youmu's last whisper, just kill anyone he wants to. You mentioned not long ago, a bunch of cloth armors, a bunch of scraps for CLG. Kind of still the same situation.
Frozen Heart will be a huge pickup once Zion Spartan is able to complete it.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow, he didn't pull the trigger.
Morgana wasn't far away, but still. CLG a little bit unwilling to look for the risky plays, I guess.
I'm too used to watching Rush.
Yeah, it's true. He would have gone. Smited him and rolled the dice. The mid lane is under fire. Cloud9 happy to take control of this mid game off their gold lead, off their idol lead, and off their Baron buff. They can keep going. CLG playing defense. Their only wave clear being Lissandra.
Yeah, it is hard for Cloud9 to go for the dive, but the Baroned up minions are going to do work for them, so it applies a lot of pressure just having the Baron buff.
They got to respect Lissandra every time. Black Shield cooldown is an important thing here for elimination.
Yeah, they used it for tower damage there, so Sneaky's got to back off till it's back up.
Righteous Glory cooldown boot.
Moves up
back
once
here.
again.
I like that he casts it early in case Link takes the E early and like flash ults or flash Ws. Lemon makes sure that nothing happens to Sneaky here. The turret's still losing health. They try again now. Round 3.
The second spot here. Playoff bye.
Cloud9 really undeterred. They just keep going for it. The top and bottom lanes sitting equal. So mid lane is all the pressure. 2 cannon minions now. Baroned up. Smithy goes in. He finds Sneaky. Is it the damage they need, though? Smithy in the back lines, but he's going to go down. Zion Spartan has to go for balls. Who cares about that, though? Forced to ult away. Nothing CLG can do. Another couple of kills for Sneaky. Into the inhibitor they go.
Looks like this might even be the game-winning push here. Baron buff still on Cloud9. 20 seconds left on everyone's death timer, and Cloud9 look to take the second spot in the North American LCS.
Wow, the late split surge they're going to try right here. One turret's gone. Zion cuts out the minions. That'll buy a little bit of time here as the second Nexus turret will go down. Sneaky gets ignited, loses some health, but gets a kill all the same. Doublelift, one man versus an army, pushes them around, but there's the Nexus in the sights. Elimination gets out of range. There's the Nexus. C9 gets a bye in the playoffs. And 27 minutes and 47 seconds was the game time. One of the fastest wins we have seen in the North American LCS. Talk about Cloud9 being on form. They took down the number 3 team in NA. Fast.
Fast. Like Talladega Nights say, if you're not first, you're last. If you're Cloud9, if you're not first, you're second.
Some would say second place is the first loser, but C9 got him heal. Happy
C9 would probably not say that. They get a bye in playoffs.
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
So we talked about Team Impulse not long ago about how they lost 2 games at the last half of the split. C9 only lost 2 games the last half of the split. They lost to Impulse, they lost to Team 8. They beat everybody else.
We finally got to see some more flavor picks here from Cloud9. Meteos, classic Zac.
Yeah.
Sneaky's Draven finally shows up.
And High's champion pool contains mid lane Jarvan. Worked out pretty darn good.
I actually really like it from him because we always talk about how he has this surprise factor in the mid lane. He's one of the guys that plays so aggressively in mid lane, and he even new players in the North American LCS learn a lot when they first have to face High because he first bloods them at like level 2.
Yeah.
Jarvan, very aggressive champion with a Zac pressure from the jungle. Also, High with a lot of roaming and high impact roaming very early on with Jarvan. Just a few long swords.
Absolutely, but it was great to watch the aggressive build, right? Max Q, Maxi, get the damage output there, look for someone to dive, and before 20 minutes in, no one's got tank items we talk about. It's a fighter jungler from Smithy. Zion Spartan gets Merc Treads and then a Trinity Force. There's no tank stats early on. All the burst works out wonderfully here.
We're going to see more Morgana-assisted Draven from Cloud9 because honestly, the bottom lane was a huge issue for CLG.
Yeah.
The Draven had a lot of pressure in the bottom lane, and Cloud9 even fumbled the first couple plays down there.
They did.
Yet when they finally got that kill, Sneaky's so consistent of a player, he's not going to die early on in the lane, so he's going to stack up the adoration.
Yeah, he got like 4-man dove repeatedly by TSM.
People are dying. Cloud9 members are dying around Sneaky, but he's not going down.
So he finds a way to keep himself standing. It's very impressive. It's been great to watch Sneaky this week, as well as every week, but this week just felt a little bit special from him. The Draven coming out and the ridiculously good Lucian game.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a big fan of his play so far, and especially later on in the split. So Cloud9 will come into the playoffs with that first round bye. CLG's Golden Age, I guess looking more like a Bronze Age. They're coming in at third place here.
Is not bronze. Well, third place is bronze.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this thing is, C9 still ended the split with a winning record. Their last 9 games, 5-4. I guess if you count the tiebreaker, maybe it's 5-5. But still the hope for CLG is here. This is still one of the best teams they've ever had. I want to see what they can do when they gather themselves for that playoffs, when they face Team Liquid in the first round. That'll be a good match to watch. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. But for now, I'm going to check in with Riv, who's standing by on the blue side.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Great casts on all of the day. I'm joined by Meteos with this slew of hooligans behind me here. He calls teammates. A fantastic win, getting the bye. First off, how's it feel, man?
It feels really good. I didn't sort of expect to get second place, especially when we started 10th after the first week. So I think we came a long way, and it's really a good feeling.
What was that process like? Because it obviously wasn't yesterday to today. There was some turmoil there. Kind of paraphrase it for us.
Well, I think we just had a lot of issues in the start, whether it's complacency, getting burnt out a little bit, just not sort of agreeing on the new patches. But it's something we just worked really hard for, and I think we're doing a lot better now.
Awesome. You guys came into this with a few cool picks, bringing out the Zach again, the Draven's there. You said that Charlie kind of makes most of the decisions, but did you guys kind of pull out those picks to play in this game?
Well, these are all champions we've sort of practiced individually in scrims. I always like Zach, so I try to go back to it whenever I can, but the Cinder Hulk nerf has actually made him good, so I'm happy for that. And then Sneaky likes Draven, High likes Jarvan mid. And we sort of just ended up with all of them in the same game. It was not super planned, but it worked out.
All right, now how are you guys feeling going in now with the bye? Obviously that feels good, but team-wise, how do you guys think you're going to perform?
It's hard to say. All these teams are really good at this point in NA. I wouldn't say we're ahead of any other team. I think on any day anyone could win. But that being said, the bye is nice, so we guarantee get to semis or whatever. So we're just going to try our hardest. I'm sure every other team is too, and hopefully we'll win.
Awesome. Final question to you, Meteos. We heard Piglet talking a little bit how they're going to focus on champion select. What is this downtime going to give you guys time to focus on?
I think it'll just help us keep doing what we're doing, basically. Having 2 weeks will let us try more strategies that we couldn't get into a 1 week practice span. So you might see more picks from us, new stuff. So you'll see.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win. Maybe some boiling crab tonight. We'll find out. Right now, we're going to throw it over to the analyst desk so they can break down the rest of the day.
Thank you, Riv. And that game, not as close as our other tiebreaker. I mean, Sneaky, again, we've already had one conversation on the analyst desk today about Sneaky after their first game. But again, with the Draven just going off, mowing people down.
If we go back to yesterday's expectations of today, you're thinking CLG has this easily because Impulse looked awful, right? There's no way that CLG will lose. Cloud9 would beat TSM, and then we'd even see this game.
It was the
perfect now they're second place. Unbelievable.
Yep. Yeah. And so the Draven, right? The Draven. The
Jarvan. The Zach.
The Jarvan. The Zach. We had the Vayne on the other side.
Why the Vayne?
Why the Vayne?
That was just, it felt like he counterpicked himself. The Draven was locked in.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to pick Kalista or Vayne, and both those don't do very well against Draven. He just auto-attack trades them and wins.
Yes. Yeah.
That is exactly what happens.
And Sneaky was allowed to build up some adoration stacks early in the top lane, rotated down bottom, and then we saw that one engagement. Meteos coming over the wall onto the Vi, picks up a double kill. So cashing in on those stacks, and then an extra 300 gold on top of that. And that comes back with a Youmuu's and a completed eye edge from there. He's
critting people for 800 at 27 minutes.
Like, he was so fed. He was so fed. Sneaky's Draven was awesome this game. And honestly, Cloud9 played really well.
Yeah.
Whether it was Cloud9 playing well or CLG being a step slow, it's probably a bit of both. Because the early game here, where Meteos picked up first blood in between the turrets, where CLG didn't seem to be on the faster side of any of the rotations, despite having wards down, and the fact that whenever they tried to make a collapse, it was completely out of sync and their team fights were scattered.
Yeah, we saw it we saw very early, too, that rotation into the top lane by Cloud9, which netted first blood to Meteos.
That's not what happens to CLG this year.
Exactly. And it's very uncharacteristic. And in all honesty, I would have loved to have seen them pivot, because picking Draven into Lissandra Vi Hecarim doesn't seem like the smartest idea,
Black
right?
Shield.
Yeah.
Woo! Then you have Black Shield, yes, but it doesn't seem like the best idea. So you know what? Fine. Forfeit your Vayne pick that maybe you were building a comp around. Pick something that's just going to be consistent damage from the back line, that isn't, that doesn't have to be up close and personal and scale to a certain point in the game. Like, match them with their early and mid-game power, and maybe you can put up a fight. It just seemed a little stubborn, if anything, from CLG.
Yeah, I was also really confused as to why they didn't pick Sion for the top lane. Like, I personally don't like Hecarim as a pick in the top lane. He's so exploitable in lane swaps, and he needs that pressure on the one-on-one with the Ignite to actually get into the game and be a champion that has a huge force. And then late game, he's less damage. He's got this really big mid-game spike with Trinity Force. So Zion missed those spikes because they camped him, and Draven was way ahead. Even though he had some armor, it just surpassed it. So the fact that they were going into Champion Select with this strategy from CLG's side, you can tell that these teams had not had so much prep for this game, and that's another reason why C9...
Because nobody expected it.
Exactly, right? Nobody expected it. You could tell. And C9 were like, comfort picks. Let's just go with the Draven, go with the Zac. We trust each other. First pick Maokai. They picked the blue side just for that, and they let it through from CLG.
Yep. It didn't look like we'd have teams 1 and 2 from the summer split back as teams 1 and 2 at the end of this spring split.
Nothing's really changed in the North American LCS.
After this whole crazy split, nothing changes. No, that's not true at all. One last time, we are going to update the standings after that game. In first place, it's Team Solo Mid. Cloud9 moves up to second, while CLG dropped to third. In fourth, it's Team Impulse, followed by Gravity in fifth, and Team Liquid in sixth. Team 8 narrowly missed a spot in the playoffs, but their place in the NALCS is safe in the summer split. Winter Fox claimed 8th place, and Team Dignitas is in 9th. Both teams are heading to the summer promotion tournament to fight to hold on to their place in the LCS. And finally, it's Team Coast. Now, from our super-sized week of action, we've pulled together a few players who had the biggest impact in their positions. Starting in the top lane, we've got Balls.
And so much of this is around the Maokai pick for him, but when he is performing on Maokai and when Meteos is able to gank for his lane, Cloud9 just straight up wins. His Kenna game also came in late in the first game they had of the week, and he's a big reason they were 3-0.
Yep, absolutely. A team player. Then in the jungle, another player from Cloud9, we have Meteos.
Meteos' ganks were on point this whole weekend. His ganks down bottom, his ganks when he was coming over the wall for those huge team fights, and his positioning, jumping onto the back line and being that threat that he needed to be, and also playing a very aggressive Vi, too.
Yeah, and we got to see him back on his favorite champion, Zac.
This was so good. It's always loved.
Yep. OP in the mid lane is Winter Fox's Poe Belter.
Yeah, something about this guy. He tends to end splits on an undefeated week, but he didn't even die. He had 2 incredibly dominant games. Ezreal and Cho'Gath, champions he hadn't really played that much in the LCS, pulling into his deep champion pool, getting counter picks, and hopefully a strategy for the future in the promotion tournament.
And this one might surprise you, but our 80 carry is going to go to Cloud9's Sneaky.
Wait,
Big surprise.
Oh, no. Yeah, Sneaky had a phenomenal week, had amazing performances, and they could make team comps around him, and he could single-handedly carry the game. Huge performance from him this week to get them to that second spot.
Definitely added a few plays to his highlight reel this week. And the king of supports this week is Gravity's Bunny Fufu.
He was so good on Thresh, and he's the reason these guys clinched the playoff spot, honestly. His game that one performance, even if he had a poor Morgana game, is enough to make him on this list above all the other supports this week.
Yeah, when you hit every hook and single-handedly pull your team into the playoffs.
The only way your team can find fights, and then they just find fights at will.
Yeah, 100%. But there's only room for one on top of the podium, and that player is going to be Sneaky. Throughout the split, he has been a rock for C9. He came up big this weekend to help his team take down the top 2 teams once again and finish the split in second place.
And looking at the 2 games he played today in particular, this Lucian game, he was juking everything. Nobody could hit him. That was the tank-focused team fight, and he was always staying safe while doing maximum damage. 2 Lucian games and a Draven game. The Draven game was super impressive as well, even if it was a lot more brief than the Lucian games. Just an unreal performance by Sneaky.
Just style points all around. Now let's take a look ahead to our playoffs. We're going to pull up the bracket to see how things stand. In our first quarterfinal, CounterLogic Gaming will take on Team Liquid in a best-of-5. I bet you Piglet's pretty happy about that. The winner of that matchup will advance to face off against our second seed, Cloud9. Then Team Impulse grab the 4th seed and will meet Gravity in the quarterfinals. The winner will advance to the semifinals and battle our defending champions, Team Solo Mid. That's just about going to do it for us here. I mean, but
those matchups are incredible, right? Like the CLG Team Liquid matchup has got to be really scary for CLG fans. Flashbacks to the summer split of last year, honestly. Curse versus CLG. All that hype coming in, a late season surge. Not exactly the same storyline, but it's still like special, right? It's still dominated, it's still Quas, 3 of those guys that were there last year. Suddenly that's a danger for CLG.
Yeah, and Piglet's always wanted the opportunity to play against Doublelift, and right now Team Liquid went 2-0 this season against them, but they had Keith both of those games. So he hasn't gotten that opportunity, and he's going to get it in playoffs, and he's going to want to prove himself, and that's the drive. Back when Piglet was a star on SKT, it's because he didn't get into CJ. And now he's got that drive to take down Doublelift. We'll see if that gets him through this week and motivates him.
And then we take a look just on that bottom side of the bracket, Team Impulse versus Gravity. This is where that idea of Team Impulse playing to the level of their opponents and maybe getting a little cocky when they go into games like this. They're just barely the higher seed here, 4 over 5, but there is a danger that they slip into that mindset of we've got this no problem and maybe focus too much on the Team Solo Mid game that would come following.
Potentially. The nice thing about this is since they're just playing the quarterfinals that week, and then it's a whole nother week until their next matchup, I don't see them falling into that trap that maybe a team could have done last year when the quarterfinals were on the same weekend as the semifinals. Rush is on fire.
Yeah. Also the fact that it's best-of-5s, too. We have to remember that we're moving to best-of-5s, and so I imagine if they were to lose the first game, they maybe would maybe take everything a little bit more seriously. But that's also going to be a whole nother interesting factor that we'll get into when that week comes. But best-of-5s, these teams will be practicing hard for that. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that match, too, because right now, TIP 2-0 over it. Rush, you talked about his overconfidence. He's like, we're going to 3-0.
Yeah,
well, put his money where his mouth
he
is.
did say 3-0. I love the fact that team plays with so much confidence. There's a few things that I want to look at for Team Impulse right here, like the fact that Xiao hasn't shown much success on champions that aren't Karthus.
Yeah.
Luden's Echo Corki, well, I did say I want to see it in the playoffs. Will be interesting if we see it in the playoffs.
You wanted to see first item Luden's Echo Corki.
Yeah, or at least build some more AP to support the item.
He got a
he
hunting
did buy,
guys.
yeah, he did buy the. He actually
Leandry's.
upgraded all the way to Leandry's. But anyway, that's going to do it for us here. We'll be back with the first week of our LCS spring playoff coverage starting on Wednesday with an all-new primetime league at its new 4 p.m. time slot. So make sure to mark that down on your calendars. Then on Saturday, the European and North American playoffs get underway, starting in the European LCS with our first best-of-5 quarterfinal. 3rd seed H2K Gaming versus the 6th seed Copenhagen Wolves. After that, we'll bring it back here to Los Angeles for our first quarterfinal CLG versus Team Liquid. You can catch the start of our coverage at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5 p.m. Central European Summertime. Now, for myself, the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you. Good night.
Yeah, I'm super happy for the last day of North American LCS. We're most likely getting at least 1 or 2 ties.
Avalon, it might have been a little late, but he cannot be disabled. There's the dinner bell. He rings it. The food is served. Winter Fox is going to pull off the win here versus Coast, bring themselves to 7 and 11. Turtle's going huge as he puts on the shell here with the help of Santorin. Tries to get the true gain. Quick draw away from the fight, and It will be enough. That's a triple. Locked down. Bjergsen's going to get hit here. He still has a bit of resistances, so it takes them a little bit. Dyrus, can he even get the ult off? It's going to be Cloud9 taking down Team Solo Mid. That's a nice left bounce. The party's on. Frozen Tomb goes out, dealing a lot of AoE damage to Dignitas. It's going to be Team Liquid taking down Team Dignitas.
I remember what we worked on with
Shawty, I don't mind.
they changing, I think, a spatial computer.
Dude, we were playing on that side yesterday. Ours was fine.
Yeah.
I think it's Kiwi, he broke the computer with his Annie play, you know? I was like, it's too much skill to handle.
If you like pina coladas and getting lost in the rain.
Getting hit a whole bunch. Wow, that hook! Buddy Fufu keeps making it happen. Gravity gonna win the game in strong fashion. Damage to the backside. Rush gonna join. Can they get enough? Yes, they will. That's one. Smithy gonna get in with the flash. Oh my God, they're all dead. A 3-for-1. We're gonna end the season taking down Counter Logic Gaming. But the battle continues. Especially while 12 health stays alive. Phoenix finds a bunch of cleanup. Porpoise gonna get dropped out. A triple. Team Liquid will be the final team in the playoffs. It's gonna be such a great match, so I am excited, and everyone here is too. The dive still in a double, though low on health, but Zion has joined the battle. Smithy might drop, but so might everybody else. Giant knock in, and here we go. C9 gets a bye in the playoffs.